Está começando mais um MSP Cast, o podcast do prestador de serviço de TI, e hoje, como você pode já acompanhar aí nas nossas gravações, a gente tem a presença de duas pessoas muito especiais aqui pra gente, que vieram de cantos diferentes do globo e estão aqui tanto para participar do nosso MSP Summit, quanto para ficar aqui uma semana com a gente na ADDEE, gravar muito conteúdo e também ajudar muito os nossos clientes. Fica aqui comigo que em breve você vai conhecer quem são essas pessoas e o que elas estão fazendo aqui no MSP Cast. Roda a vinheta. Estamos de volta, está começando mais um MSP Cast, eu diria um Drops de MSP Cast, porque hoje é um episódio super curtinho e está numa configuração diferente, vocês também não estão vendo o Luiz por aqui, hoje eu estou como responsável desse programa e eu vou conversar com duas pessoas muito especiais. Eu estou aqui com a Camila é gerente de produto do Take Control, ela atualmente mora e trabalha em Portugal, e eu também estou aqui com o Ewan Cameron, ele que é também gerente de produto aí das plataformas, um termo que eu não conhecia, a gente descobriu que as plataformas são tanto N-sight e N-central, então hoje ele é responsável aí por todo o roadmap, decisões, desenvolvimento desses dois produtos. É uma pessoa também muito incrível, que hoje mora em Edimburgo, ele é original de lá, morou um tempo no Reino Unido, mas está de volta na terra natal, e eu fiquei sabendo que tem uma cervejaria muito famosa embaixo do escritório da Enable, e é por isso que ele trabalha lá. Então, muito obrigado por estar aqui, gente. Thank you for being here, Ewan. It's a huge pleasure to have you guys here.
Thank you.
We should start this episode introducing yourselves. So please make yourself comfortable and talk a little bit about what you guys do at Enable and how is your day-to-day job.
Okay, you can start.
Okay, thank you. So my name is Ewan Cameron. I am product director for the RM platforms and N-sight and N-central. I've been working with Enable for 18 months, really what my day-to-day job is around setting the strategy for what the roadmap is for the platforms, and making sure that the roadmap is something which is going to deliver value to our partners, our distributors, and their customers. And I make sure that the teams fully understand, what the work is that we need to do, why it's important to be prioritized, and give them the right direction to make sure that we're delivering the best value that we can for our customers, for our distributors, for our partners.
That's cool. How long you work at Enable?
Just over 18 months I've been there. Not too long. I'm relatively new into this market. But it's certainly been a ride, but hopefully you've seen some of the good work which I've sort of already pushed through, starting to now come out.
Sure, I'm really, I didn't know that was so little time that you work at Enable,
Sure.
Because when we talk to you, we cannot imagine that you start like this soon working at Enable. It looks like that you work like entire life at Enable.
No, 18 months and also 18 months also in this industry. This is a new industry for me
cool.
as well. So I'm learning, and this is why I love being here and love chatting with you and the people that I met last week at the summit, because I'm learning. I'm here to learn and build the right products, the right features, set the right strategy for the software that we deliver.
Which kind of industry you came from?
Oh, well, previously I was working as a consultant, but I sort of, my schooling was in telecoms, and my first 10, 15 years of my career I worked in telecoms, and I came to Brazil actually to present in telecoms back in 2001, and then I worked in financial services for a number of years, and then I became a consultant, sort of going from industry to industry. So I kind of know how to switch from industry, but relatively quickly in my last role, which was as a consultant.
That's nice. Quick story about Ewan. Ewan já veio para o Brasil em 2001, fazer parte de um evento de telecomunicações, foi palestrante. 2 anos depois ele voltou, conheceu o nosso carnaval, viajou por diversas praias, gostou tanto que trouxe a esposa junto, ela também ficou maravilhada pelo país, e agora de novo ele já está planejando uma nova vinda com a esposa dele. So you are also planning came back to Brazil with your wife in the next few years?
Absolutely. Mine is rekindled our memories from when we came 20 years ago, and she's now really keen and excited that we bring our kids here to experience how wonderful this country is and how friendly the people are.
That's cool. E você, Camila?
Olá, tudo bem? Muito obrigada aqui pela oportunidade. Eu sou gerente de projeto do Take Control, né, como o Brunno já disse, E tô na Enable há um pouquinho mais de 2 anos, entretanto, nessa área de PM mesmo, somente 1 ano. Então, tá sendo uma oportunidade nova para eu aprender muita coisa, especialmente da área de RMM também, né, desse mercado. É o primeiro Summit que eu participei, e foi uma coisa, assim, muito especial para mim estar ali perto, né, de várias pessoas que usam o produto, entender um pouco melhor as dores deles, né, no dia a dia, o que eles precisam, como a gente pode ajudar, né, fazer um produto de qualidade para estar ali no mercado, oferecer para eles uma coisa melhor.
E a Camila que entrou na época do SolarWinds, né? Para quem aí é da velha guarda e
Exatamente.
lembra do SolarWinds RMM, Camila é dessa época.
Exatamente. Eu entrei um pouco antes de virar Enable.
Que legal. E você, quando você era tester do Passportal, já era Enable ou não?
Não, ainda era SolarWinds.
Tá, legal.
Exato. Então, antes de CPM, eu era da área de teste, né? O que também ajuda a ver um pouquinho mais o que o usuário gosta, né? A tá um pouquinho, ver usabilidade, né? Foi o que me trouxe para uma nova, vamos dizer, um novo desafio, né, nessa área.
Eu acho que faz super sentido essa caminhada que você teve de Product Tester e você eventualmente conseguiu ter uma boa bagagem do que olhar para um produto,
Sim.
do que esperar de um produto, de como ele precisa se desenvolver e também ter essa parte de contato com o cliente, com o desenvolvedor e fazer essas duas partes conversarem para que isso pudesse depois culminar na sua carreira e na sua mudança para PM.
Sim, sim, com certeza. A área de PM, como o Ewan já falou um pouquinho, a gente fica ali no meio, né? Então, percebendo um pouco do que o cliente precisa, né? Mas também comunicando com os desenvolvedores e o marketing e tentando, assim, fazer uma junção, né, dessa comunicação entre todas as partes que ficam dentro do produto.
Legal, muito bom. E os dois também tiveram aqui, como a Camila já comentou um pouquinho, para participar do MSP Summit. O Ewan, inclusive, teve uma palestra no MSP Summit, né? Ele falou aí um pouquinho das iniciativas da Enable, de como está indo o N-sight, do roadmap do N-sight. Então, quem esteve lá pôde acompanhar, e se você também comprou o ingresso online, você pode assistir as gravações. Mas eu queria entender um pouquinho de vocês dois, como foi estar no evento, como é que é para você estar num evento num país diferente, se tem muita diferença de mercado, e como é que foi ter esse contato com clientes que eventualmente vocês não conseguem conhecer ou não conseguem se conectar. So my question is, you guys were able to be at MSP Summit, and I would like to understand how was for you be there, how you felt being like in a different country with different type of customers, with a whole different market. And if you were able to understand our needs, if you were able to meet some of our customers and talk to them about their business or their products, whatever, and how was your main like feeling about this whole scenario?
I personally found the event to be very exciting. I was very pleased and happy to be there. I found that your client base almost felt like your family. They all welcomed me with big hugs and were happy to have a beer with me. Sadly, I had challenges with the language barrier. I only speak very bad English at best, let alone Portuguese. So I did struggle with the language, but I was the person that was hanging around the demonstration stations and watching what was going on with the demonstrations to understand, and I could get from what was being shown. I could understand, the types of conversations which were being having with whether it was like showing off a new feature, how something might work, or if there were some problems, or that some of your customers were talking about. So I was being very observational. For me, observation is critical because I want to see things. I don't necessarily like to lead. I like to sort of be, observe to understand really what's going on as opposed to make any assumptions around that. So I found it very, very useful from that perspective. I did speak to a number of partners and customers with regards to some of the challenges that they had, and I guess some of the themes were around that. Understanding that we've got a really rich set of features and functionality within the products and within the bundles that we offer, and they may not be necessarily all being used. I think that there's a whole bunch of functionality in there that maybe we can get better at explaining to the customers and partners that it's there, it's available, it's actually quite easy to use, and how they can actually use this and use the technology, the sort of the features to make their operations a lot more efficient, to make their technicians work, be able to do a lot more work as well. So I think my takeaway from the session, from the summit last week, was that there's certainly things that we can do to make it easier, both to sort of expose and use the features, but also educate the customers as well about all the good stuff that we have within the products.
That's super cool. Yeah, we were talking about that with Stefan and Victor, and what we felt in some cases is that sometimes the customer or the attendee at the event cannot understand not the purpose of the event, but how life-changing this type of experience can be to their life and also to their business. Sometimes a customer just is passing through an event, collecting some stuff from the sponsors, drinking some beers, and do not giving the proper attention to the partners, to the connections, and to the content that we are develop and delivering through these events. So it's super nice to hear you talk about that and how you see these things happens between customers and partners and products.
Absolutely. It felt like a family, and I think the thing with that is, even although many of the people that were attending may have been competitors, it still gave them the opportunity to come together, to speak, to share ideas. They've got the same problems, and actually by sharing, they shouldn't necessarily see each other as competitors, but actually if they share their ideas together, actually they can learn and make their businesses more successful. So again, you facilitated that conversation, and I thought that was great also.
That's nice. Apparently, it's one of the main characteristics of Enable. Like, you guys are like super open to talk about like everything, their customers' business, their challenges. If the product has some issues or some bugs, you guys are like fully open to talk about. This is super cool. Like, we really appreciate you guys being here and like enabling us to deliver that through our customers. That's super nice. E você, Camila, achou que a língua foi uma facilidade? Você que está eu acho que a maior parte das pessoas que você fala em Portugal também falam em português, ou você tem contato com outros países também que falam inglês?
Não, na realidade, os clientes com quem
todo lugar do mundo.
Em todo lugar do mundo, sim. O pessoal de Portugal normalmente tem às vezes você entra mais em contato com o suporte também de Portugal, né? E às vezes não chegam muito a mim ali, então eu acabo falando com clientes também de outros países e tal. E aqui do Brasil, com certeza, a língua, né, acaba por ser um diferencial, não tanto assim por conseguir conversar ou não, mas eu acho que porque o pessoal fica mais tranquilo, né, em saber que eles podem ali se expressar, e você vai entender por ter a mesma cultura também. Você tinha comentado sobre a diferença de mercado. Sim, foi uma coisa que eu senti muita diferença. Então, a forma como os parceiros daqui ou de fora veem o produto, utilizam o produto. Então, não tanto pela língua, né, mas tanto mesmo por ter a mesma cultura. Então, foi realmente uma experiência muito interessante conversar com o pessoal e ver que os parceiros conversavam entre si e dividiam muitas ideias e etc. Isso foi muito interessante mesmo.
Sendo muito sincero, você acha que o pessoal de Portugal está um pouquinho mais evoluído que a gente no quesito cultura de mercado, maturidade, formatação de serviço? Como é que você vê a disposição deles lá?
Não, eu diria que em Portugal é um pouco parecido, sim. Tá. Às vezes é mais... Pronto, na hora de conversar com alguns clientes, eles já estão a utilizar a nossa ferramenta por mais tempo, talvez. Então, tem algumas perguntas um pouco mais técnicas. Aqui, às vezes, é mais aquela ideia de como introduzir a ferramenta na empresa deles para auxiliar mesmo no dia a dia, né? Mas, no geral, com Portugal em si, é até semelhante, sim.
Legal, muito bom. A gente geralmente tem a percepção de que a Europa é mais desenvolvida, tem uma cultura um pouco mais avançada do que a gente no quesito negócio, mas então acho que a gente encontra as mesmas barreiras,
sim, creio que
os problemas com o cliente final, assim, a mesma maturidade. Isso é muito bom, isso é muito legal.
Sim.
Acho que inclusive ajuda também a Enable formatar algo que possa servir para todo mundo.
Sim, com
Uma dúvida
certeza.
que eu tenho, o pessoal de Portugal, o nível de inglês deles é melhor que o brasileiro? Tem
Sim.
mais pessoas que falam inglês lá?
Sim, e eu acho que é pela proximidade que eles têm com
Outros
outros
países da Europa.
países que não falam português, né? Por ser um país menor e ali, pronto, normalmente eles têm muitos parentes que moram na França
Tem muito
e
turista lá também.
etc. Sim, eu moro em Lisboa, então é uma cidade mais também capital e central, mas entre os jovens, a grande maioria, mesmo sem ser da área de TI, até que fala bastante inglês, né? Os mais idosos, nem tanto, né? Mas eu percebo que entre a juventude, assim, no Brasil, se fala um pouco menos.
Legal, muito bom. So, Ewan, we received the information recently that you are leaving N-sight. We are super sad about that. You was doing an amazing job with that tool.
Thank you.
Most of our customer bases is using N-sight. We have a small number of customers using N-central. We are trying to change that. Our main goal for last year is trying to have more N-central customers. Also, because the billing model of N-central is more, I don't know if this is the right word, but reliable for long-term using. You can like acquire a license and manage that whatever you want. In N-sight, you have a lot of difference between month to month related to number of devices, and this creates certain types of problems that is only happening in N-sight. But what I would like to know is how do you see the growing and the developing about N-sight, and what things that you guys built on the last years that can teach to our customers the like long-term, I don't know how should I say that, but if a customer is trying to decide for a RMM solution, what can we say to the customers to guarantee to him that N-sight is like safe and reliable solution for long-term review?
Understood. Yeah, we're heavily invested in both of our platforms. We have teams. So Brian Mackey, who does
I love that guy, by the way.
he does all the quirky videos for sure, and he's going to be doing more of those videos. He's now taking over as the lead product leader for N-sight, and we're continuing to invest in it. We're continuing to build on the good work. We are I'm taking on the obviously the stuff with the roadmap and the strategy for N-central, but we are continuing to invest moving forward in N-sight. So you've started to see some of the new user interface with the new asset
cool.
view, which is coming through, which is cool. So this week we're actually switching on the preview for the widgets. So if you're a preview partner, you may start to see those things appearing, which is pretty cool as well within that. So this is another advancement of doing that. Now, the other thing which is really important for us is that as we're doing and adding these new features, it's really important for us to get the feedback from our partners as well. So Brian and through enable.me, we actually have a channel where you can sign up for the previews and then you can give the feedback as well. So that's cool. That's a plug for our
Make notice of that.
Yeah, of the enable.me service if you want to get access to the previews. But we're continuing to look at to put further investment into that space. You'll soon see some stability. That we're improving the stability of the script runner component, for example. So we've seen that some scripts are failing maybe more often than they should do. We've found out why that's happening. We fixed it. It's currently going through tests in the process of getting fixed, of getting rolled out. So hopefully again very soon, with our automations, they're going to become a lot more reliable. There's an update coming out in the next few weeks with unmonitored devices. So if you actually go in and you do a scan for unmonitored devices on the network, you'll see what they are. We'll give you pretty accurate fingerprinting of whether or not it's a Mac device, a Windows device, the operating system. Before we weren't particularly accurate with that, but we made a bunch of improvements in that space, and we will be reporting in the dashboard accurate information. We'll be able to see the online and offline status of those devices which are unmonitored, and you can make a decision whether or not you want to onboard that through the push install, which again is now a lot more reliable. And the other thing what we're also doing as well is People have said to me the dashboard, the unmonitored device dashboard, or the dashboard is the dashboard that never forgets. Because once it sees something, it doesn't forget about it. What we're also doing is when a device is not being seen for like 90 days, we're going to start hiding it as well, just to make the dashboard that view a lot more tidier also. So, for people who are going to be going and looking in there. So we're looking at actually improving how we onboard, and we do our device detection and fingerprinting as well. So there's a lot of investment going into that space, and we're not just looking at it from the concept of normal devices. We're also going to be looking at it from the concept of network devices as well. There's a piece of work looking at SNMP version 3. We're also looking at what we're potentially doing with asset-only devices as well, because again, that's a mode that a lot of people use, and it can cause some problems, but it's more of an inferred status than an actual feature that we've got. So we're doing some work in that space.
That's cool.
Yeah, we're looking at also it's not just about onboarding real devices, it's also virtual devices. So how do you onboard your Azure devices as well, or Windows 365? We're improving the MSI installer. And when we improve the MSI installer as well, we're also going to give you a link that actually, if you want someone to install a device, you can just fire a link to them, and they can just download the agent to go on the device, and it can it'll just load up into the dashboard. Again, really cool stuff that we're looking at.
That's a bunch of stuff.
There's a lot of work which is ongoing, but I think the thing to understand, then maybe actually another thing which is getting a lot of people excited as well, is we're actually also making a significant investment in the core underlying infrastructure as well. And one of the main things that we're going to be doing is introducing a new agent. And the first thing that the new agent will be doing on N-sight is a new reboot feature. So what's going to happen is we're going to give you the opportunity, or your customers' opportunity, to brand the reboot and then have a whole bunch of control around it. So you can force the reboot, or you can pause the reboot. You can allow a number of times for the reboot to be paused.
Schedule that.
Yeah, to be absolutely. And it gives a lot more controls around the reboot function as well. And again, this is a really exciting development for us. Also, and that will also be used, will be adopted by the patch features as well. So when patch forces an update, you will then have the ability to sort of pause the reboot if it's at any convenient time for the end user also. So lots of really, really cool stuff coming along.
I'm really impressed about how much stuff there is coming through the N-sight. And we also are expecting, this is like top asked feature, Cloud Commander.
Okay.
Can you explain just quickly what we should expect from Cloud Commander?
Yeah, so initially within N-sight is that we're going to be giving you the ability to manage your resources at scale. So the initial within N-sight, as I say, is Azure Resource Manager is the feature that we're going for, and you can go in and you can view your resources and actually manage them at scale. One of the advantages of this is that you don't necessarily have to go into each tenant and then sort of set the settings. You can actually go in there and start doing your management just through our dashboard or through our tool, which will make it a lot easier, a lot quicker for you just to get on and do what maintenance is that you want to be doing with your Azure, with the Azure resources that you have under management for all the tenants that you have that you may be managing.
That's super lifetime saver.
Yeah, absolutely. We're getting a lot of positive feedback.
That's cool. And if you want to be involved at beta or some test, please make sure to be involved with Enable Me and found a section that you can ask for this beta in near future.
Sure. I'm not sure if the but again, we can figure out where they have to get access to that beta.
Oh, sure, no problem. But will be integrated with N-sight or be like standalone platform?
Well, we have two propositions coming forward, and there's going to be the Azure Resource Manager will be integrated within N-sight. There is a broader cloud product which is coming out, which will be standalone initially, with a view to start incorporating some more of those features as well into the integrated product as well.
Ok, that's nice. Camila, alguma coisa pro Take Control que você pode falar pra gente? O que você está trabalhando? O que vem de novo? Eu fiquei sabendo, inclusive a gente participou, muitos clientes participaram do Dark Mode,
Sim.
do Take Control, recebemos ótimos feedbacks sobre, e foi muito legal você trazer essa experiência para o público brasileiro. Muita gente ficou feliz. E tem mais alguma coisa que a gente pode esperar aí?
Estamos a trazer algumas melhorias para o Linux, né? Lançamos recentemente uma nova console, pronto.
Consola, pronto.
Lançamos uma nova consola, então não temos tantos clientes Linux ainda, mas o que nós percebemos é que alguns são porque, afinal, isso nem funciona direito, não vamos nos preocupar em ter. E se tivermos uma consola, pronto, eles vão utilizar ou não, entende? Então, começamos a fazer uma pesquisa, como ela é muito baseada já na solução Windows que nós já temos. Vimos assim que o esforço que teríamos para colocar no mercado não seria tão difícil, né? E poderia realmente trazer muitas melhorias. Então, o pessoal que gosta de Linux, nós estamos tentando trazer algumas melhorias.
Ter o viewer mesmo nativo para Linux.
Isso.
Legal.
E estamos também a colocar mais para o ano que vem, mais melhorias nos integrados. Então, porque a ideia é realmente, a nossa parte do standalone é bem robusta, né? O pessoal já conhece.
Tem bastante coisa.
Sim, e vemos que há alguma instabilidade em alguns dos integrados, então é um trabalho muito em conjunto, né, com as outras equipes. Então, precisamos priorizar as coisas juntos, né? O que dá um pouco mais de trabalho, né? Porque cada equipe tem suas dores. Mas o principal intuito do ano que vem é realmente trazer muitas melhorias para os integrados do N-sight.
Ter a mesma experiência, né?
Sim.
Legal.
O mais próximo possível.
Muito bom. Pessoal, é isso. That's it, I guess we have. I would like to say super thank you for you guys for being here.
Thank you.
As I like to say, it's not only because of Enable, but one of the main reasons that we are here today, that our folks can develop their business, that we develop our events and our content is most of part of it because of Enable. So super thank you for you guys. It's a huge pleasure to have you guys here in our small little city in the middle of São Paulo. And I hope you guys can get back here whenever you want. Even if you are passing through with your wife on your next vacation, please make sure to say hi for us here.
Thank you.
And that's it. Thank you a lot, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us. This has been a great trip, and it's been great to meet all your customers and partners.
Sim, com certeza.
Muito obrigado para você que nos acompanhou até aqui. Esse foi mais um Drops do MSPcast, um episódio curtinho para você, mas acho que recheado de muita coisa para quem é usuário N-sight, para quem é usuário Take Control. A gente tem bastante coisa para fazer, bastante coisa para trazer para vocês. E se eventualmente você quiser conversar com algum deles, tem alguma dúvida, quer falar com alguém da Enable sobre algum problema, alguma dificuldade que você tem, procura a gente, fica 100% à vontade. O pessoal aqui, eles estão aqui no escritório com a gente, falando com alguns clientes, mas eventualmente, mesmo não estando mais aqui, eles podem atender vocês. A Camila está sempre em contato com a gente. O Ewan é um pouco mais difícil de acessar ele, mas a gente eventualmente tenta, tá? Obrigado aí para todo mundo que nos acompanhou. A gente fica por aqui. Um abraço e até a próxima.
Obrigada.